Season 2 trailer for Power Book 4 Force drops right now.
As we approach September 1st, the excitement builds up with the upcoming season opener titled Tommy's Back. In this video, we'll delve into some fresh images that have surfaced. Unfortunately, due to an ongoing writers and actors strike, the usual array of promotions and insights leading up to our beloved show's premiere will be affected. Consequently, it's unlikely that we'll have the opportunity to hear from the cast and crew, gaining their perspectives and hints about the direction of the storylines and characters. Nevertheless, we can anticipate the release of additional images, teasers, and the official trailer sometime within the next week. With that in mind, let's analyze these captivating new images that depict a heartwarming family reunion for Tommy and the Flynns. Furthermore, we observe Tommy and Diamond immersing themselves in strategic planning as they endeavor to reconstruct their organization. This marks our starting point for the analysis, focusing on the dynamic duo of Tommy and Diamond. Undoubtedly, the task ahead for them involves rebuilding their organization from the ground up. With the CBI split into factions, one lesson gleaned from Season 1 about Chicago becomes abundantly clear: the struggle for control over territories dominates every aspect. The narrative significantly highlighted the city's map, as Tommy ambitiously aimed to assert his dominance across its entirety. The inaugural season witnessed a substantial amount of violence, with clashes against the Serbs and intricate positioning between the CBI and the Flynns. This tumultuous path led to the accumulation of a considerable number of adversaries. Ultimately, this situation catalyzed a rift between Jenard and Diamond, as Diamond gradually gravitated towards Tommy's faction. Towards the conclusion of Season 1, Diamond laid out a blueprint for the path ahead. He engaged in a crucial conversation with Jenard, proposing a course of action that would shape their trajectories. Diamond's proposition was straightforward. CBI members inclined to follow him could join his ranks, accompanied by a division of their territorial influence. In return for compliance, Diamond offered Jenard the prospect of continued existence. Consequently, as Season 2 approaches, a marked schism within the CBI becomes evident, delineating both their factions and respective domains. The forthcoming season is poised to unveil a strategic depiction of Chicago, likely showcasing the geographical contours that will define their territories and tactics. The composition of their respective crews remains a mystery, yet a significant presence looms in the form of Tommy, a character renowned for his proactive involvement. This intriguing setup corresponds with a scene glimpsed in the teaser, wherein Tommy discreetly reveals the contents of a bag, presumably containing currency or merchandise. Naturally, there's a rationale behind Tommy's temporary restraint, allowing Diamond to take the lead. After all, it's vital to acknowledge that the CBI functions as Diamond's unit. He commands their respect, and the notion of receiving directives from Tommy might not sit well with them. As Season 2 unfolds, Tommy and Diamond emerge as a united front, a potent alliance poised to exert significant influence. However, the intricate dynamics of Season 2 are poised to unravel, following the familiar patterns of this game. While they begin as a formidable team, the evolving narrative is bound to introduce conflicts between Tommy and Diamond at some juncture during the season. Anticipation builds for a substantial family gathering, with Kate's return confirmed for the upcoming Season 2 of Force. This development comes as no surprise, especially for those astute enough to discern the clue presented in Power Book 2 Ghost, where Kate's home was depicted brimming with boxes, hinting at an imminent move to Chicago, the most plausible destination. This particular storyline holds immense intrigue for me, as it promises a wealth of revelations regarding Kate Egan. The layers surrounding her concealed history in Chicago demand thorough exploration, with numerous enigmas awaiting unraveling. The audience's perspective requires the inclusion of some challenging dialogues. JP and his father Herman are undoubtedly poised to seek answers to pressing questions. As for myself, I'm particularly curious about Kate's motives for keeping Tommy separate from Miriam Egan, whose nursing home expenses were covered in the first season. Additionally, could there be a deeper, more intricate link to the Flynn family that has yet to surface? These inquiries should rightfully take center stage when considering Kate Egan's character. Shifting our attention to Walter and Vic Flynn, their relationship underwent a profound upheaval in the recent developments. Walter Flynn orchestrated the Flynn family's reunion, employing manipulation and, notably, a somber toll of blood, primarily Gloria's. As such, any anticipation of a joyous Flynn family reunion appears to be clouded by the shadow of deceit, especially given Claudia and Vic's disillusionment with their father's web of lies. Standing resolutely by his side was solely Uncle Polly, a steadfast figure consistently driven by a commitment to the family's well-being. Yet, as the expansive power universe has imparted, parents possess an uncanny knack for manipulating their offspring, a lesson never to be underestimated. This recurring theme played out in Power Book 2 Ghost with Monet, echoed in Raising Cain with Rock, and reverberated again in the guise of Walter Flynn during the inaugural season of Force. These parental figures exude masterful manipulation manipulation, a trait unlikely to waver in Season 2. While the dynamics remain consistent, Walter Flynn faces a formidable challenge in re-establishing a rapport with both Claudia and Vic. Enter Claudia, a strategic thinker comparable to a chess grandmaster. Her history of outwitting Vic during their younger years immediately springs to mind upon seeing this image. Her hunger for advancement and unyielding ambition manifested in her maneuver involving Dahlia, an audacious move made unbeknownst to Walter Flynn and his organization, traditionally confined to the pill trade. It's essential to remember that Walter Flynn's operation centers exclusively around the pill market. Whether they can diversify their ventures remains an open question, yet the entrance of Miguel Garcia, a commanding drug lord, holds the potential to divert their focus from the Dahlia narrative and steer them back toward the core essence that propelled Power to greatness, rooted in their original foundations. Regarding their relationship, regrettably, I foresee an unfortunate replay akin to Season 2. Even if Walter were to somehow reconcile with Claudia and Vic, his unyielding stubbornness and attachment to outdated traditions hinder his ability to adapt. Uncle Polly's counsel was not in vain during Season 1, urging Walter to mend his ties with his children while the opportunity still lingered. However, his resistance to change appears insurmountable, inevitably exacerbating the emotional distance between them. The Flynn family dynamic appears akin to a time bomb, on the brink of detonation. The potential escape from their father's shadow might transpire organically, driven in part by an impending factor. Walter Flynn's battle with lung cancer introduces a precarious element. Although his resolve remains unyielding and his strength undeniable, the prospect of conflict within the Flynn clan looms large. Feel free to share your insights in the comments below, discussing the intricate partnership between Tommy and Diamond, the impending family reunion involving Kate, JP, D-Mac, and Tommy, as well as the impending developments surrounding the Flynn family. Your engagement is invaluable, and I extend my gratitude for your viewership. Until next time.